Hi, I want to take a moment before diving into the group discussion. About the name Target Audience 315, it was chosen to help keep in mind that as consumers of media, we are all the target audience, no matter what you're watching. So to the Captain Literals of the internet taking issue with the name, calm your tits. These are the first videos I've made so far of this project, and to be frank, they're not great. Hey, we're finding our legs, and it's fun. I'm gonna misphrase occasionally, I'm gonna forget stuff. What do you want? A drink. So I wanted to touch on some of the points that may have been missed during the group session coming up in a minute. Let's start with that Marvel intro sequence they made to honor Stan Lee. Can we just stop for, I'm gonna need just a second? Okay. That was so awesome. Really kicked this big old nerd's heart right in the balls. And his cameo, one of the best. However, it did create a problem. He was always a side character that showed up, and may even possibly be a cosmic character in the comic books known as a Watcher. But in Captain Marvel, he plays himself. So is he the creator of the people he's apparently sharing a world with? It's problematic. But it's Stan Lee, so free pass. Let's agree not to dwell on it. Brie Larson, wow, she may have been a touch spotty between wooden and snarky, but overall, I think she brought a complicated character to life remarkably well. She's great. Count me, fan of Brie. Let's just try to forget that she seemingly doesn't need oxygen in outer space. End of the movie issue, I'm still having a problem reconciling with. Much like Superman Princess Leia. Killing me. But great job, Brie Larson. I can't wait to see her in Endgame kick some ass, because by then, she'll be a more experienced Captain Marvel. So she'll really be taking ass and kicking names. I'm secretly hoping for a moment with Captain Marvel and Captain America. Captain? Captain. 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 Also, way to yank Jude Law from the trajectory of flops, B-movies, and then eventual obscurity. Just ask Val Kilmer and Cuba Gooding Jr. I've always liked him. He just seems to be in a weird place, professionally. I mean, sure, he's young Dumbledore, but that's just one movie in recent memory. The young Pope? Really? I blame Sky Captain and the World of Tomorrow. But good on him, because those Sherlock Holmes movies aren't exactly stellar. They're pretty elementary. See what I did there? And can we just talk about Annette Bening? How awesome is it that she's in this movie? She's basically Hollywood royalty now. I mean, I love her. She was great. Small part, big role, huge presence. And Lee Pace is back as a younger Ronin, little accuser. Ben Mendelsohn, good seeing him again, albeit under fantastic Skrull makeup. Pretty much built a career on being the resident villain. But he's so good at it, and all while being so personable. I just want to have a beer with him and talk about home improvement. And a detail that may have gone unnoticed, Carol Danvers' bestie, played by Lashana Lynch, her name in the movie is Maria Rambeau, and her daughter is Monica Rambeau, or as comic book fans might know her, Captain Marvel. Will we see her again in the MCU? Maybe picking up the mantle handed down from Carol? Probably not, but it's a nice Easter egg. The movie was good fun. Not anywhere near my favorite in the MCU. It had some problems we'll discuss in a minute, but a good movie. And it's always great when little girls get a hero to look to that can seriously kick ass and not need to bend to some feminine trope. I'm not knocking you, Black Widow, but you know what I mean. Go see the movie. And just an end of the movie thought I had, how the fuck did she get inside that room? Enjoy. Hey everybody, thanks for clicking in. Welcome to Target Audience. Today we're going to talk about Captain Marvel. Alright, we're going to start off with some Blantons. So this is Blanton's. Thanks guys.
Is that the name of it?
Yeah. Susie has no interest whatsoever in any of the bourbon. So Captain Marvel. We just got back and we saw Captain Marvel. Scale of 1 to 10.
I really think
1 being the worst movie you've seen.
Marvel only.
Marvel only movie. The MCU movies.
I like
where would you rank Captain Marvel in the MCU?
I think this is by far my favorite Marvel movie.
Your favorite Marvel movie?
Yes.
That's a bold statement.
Yeah. I haven't decided if it's edging out Black Panther for me, but it's up there. Wow.
Did you say edging out? Like Black Panther might be better.
Might be, but
Okay.
And that was your favorite of the Marvel?
We can't yell at people yet, right? We give it 8? 9?
9.
9. Holy
So are you
shit.
saying Black Panther's 10?
I think Black Panther might still be 10.
A 10?
Wow.
Oh.
Whatever.
Okay. No, it's
No,
good.
no. All opinions are valid.
I value
Even when
your
they're wrong.
opinion.
I'm saying it's a strong 6. All right. Dan?
Oh. I was going to say
MCU.
8.
8.
But I like where you're going now. I'm going to go with 8. I almost want to go 0.5. I'm going to go 8.5.
Not that high there. What about you?
I'm thinking somewhere between a 7.5 and an 8.5. So yeah, 8 probably.
Ooh.
Okay, so here's what I'm thinking now. I'm thinking your 6 is kind of where I might go backwards a little.
Yeah.
I went into it as going, hey, I want to see a cool action movie, as any Avenger movies that I've done.
Mhm.
You know, I didn't go crazy with comics, things like that. Now, are you basing your 6 based on, like, the acting or the
Overall, everything.
You guys probably understand, along with me, that you're music people. The soundtrack for that movie gave it an extra point.
It was, but they didn't lean on it as much as I thought they should have. Guardians of the Galaxy, the main character of Guardians of the Galaxy was nostalgia. The music for Captain Marvel was more background. It was very subtle. It wasn't as strong as I think they should have made it.
I think I was pleasantly surprised with the choices that they made, but there were so few and far between.
Yeah, it was
Whereas
weird. It was a weird
Guardians-
spectrum of
Guardians was like 90% soundtrack.
right.
So
But it helped move the story along because it was, like I said, the main
Perfect.
character was nostalgia.
Right.
It relied so much on that connection with Peter and his mother that soundtrack was like a whole other character that helped, like a little
point.
engine to push
Mhm.
that along. In this movie, because it's set in the 90s, it's more incidental than provocative. You know, they're selling the soundtrack. It's very 90s. But we didn't really do anything with it. I'm saying it's a strong 6. I think the writing was lazy. I hate shape changing and I hate time travel. If you're a shape changer, first of all, the effects for shape changing always piss me off, and I'm including werewolves. In the X-Men, they do that too with Mystique. They shape change, but they're shape changing clothes. It's just this weird.
That it's not exclusively limited to what their body can do.
If they can change their body, it should just be their body. Changing into a suit because you can shape change makes no sense to me. It was a good movie, but I expected a lot more. She wasn't. The relationship between her and Fury, I think they wanted that to be real buddy-buddy,
Yeah, I got
and
you.
it didn't develop. It was very forced. The relationship with her and her best friend Maria, it wasn't really there. They just said, this is her best friend, and they get along great. We're just supposed to go, okay, they're smiling because they're sitting next to each other, so that must mean they're best friends. It didn't really kind of... It
Yeah,
didn't
but
really,
then they would have had to do too many flashbacks of. That's why they did the pictures and the quick.
you got an
Hey,
entire
we're
love story in the
singing-
first 5 minutes of Up,
Yeah.
okay?
Oh, okay.
So...
It can be done. So if you didn't like the time travel, then the Infinity Wars.
Well, they haven't done the time travel yet. Yeah, Infinity
Or-
War, my head's gonna explode. See, my problem with time travel.
Sort of.
Oh my god,
More
time
dimension
travel.
hopping.
Time travel is just terrible.
See what you did there.
Because if it's no longer, if that timeline doesn't exist anymore, then you that time traveled backwards from here doesn't exist.
You erased it.
So then you wouldn't be here. See what I mean? Or okay, now we're talking about branching timelines. Did you create a secondary timeline?
Ooh, like a ripple.
Okay, that's cool. But now you can never go back. How do you go back? If you go back in time and it branches off every time you fragment the timeline,
Yeah.
how do you know how to go back? Because if time can be fragmented, who's to say that hasn't been done infinite number of times? So when you go back forward in time, how do you know you're going back to the right timeline that you left from originally?
We need Neil deGrasse. What's his face? Tyson.
Neil
in
deGrasse
here?
Tyson.
Can we have him?
God, I love
Can we
Well, I hate time travel. It's never done right. It's never done well.
As familiar as I am with most of Marvel, she's one of the ones that I'm least familiar with, so I was able to go into this pretty unbiased and look at all of the other points of the movie as far as soundtrack, casting, acting, and then the way that they're using long-standing and currently very prominent social issues and sort of addressing them.
Yep.
from a different
They snuck that in there.
And
Like
I was like,
Yeah, they did.
yup, that's great. Thanks for addressing that. They didn't make her the like hopeless female hero that inherently believes in everyone's like good,
Yeah.
but they also didn't make her a frigid ice queen.
I know what
They
you mean.
gave her personality
Yeah.
and the ability to both be a stern force and have that like quippy humor.
it was believable.
Yeah. So
Versus, I mean, even Wonder Woman is slightly believable. Like
yeah. No, you're right.
the edge that she has, but I think they did it well, like very well.
Most of the strong female leads or supporting characters, whatever, always have that stoic,
I think-
not accessible,
I think Carol Danvers had a bit of that though. There was a lot of deadpan,
right? But it wasn't like
but she's a soldier. She's the Star Force. So it's understandable. Like 2 3 is that
Well, even building up before she got to that, when they're showing all the flashbacks, it's constantly like her, getting beaten down or her getting pushed down and her getting back up.
Yep.
And that was, I think, one of the biggest driving forces of her character is the fact that, she's like, whatever, kick my ass, I'm gonna get back up.
Yeah.
I'm still gonna come after you.
They did create a very strong character.
Right.
Superpowers aside, they
Right.
did create a very strong character who's very interesting. I mean, she was interesting.
Right.
That especially all the flashbacks you're seeing her having fun with her friends and flying in the jet. It made for a very, very cool character. She looks badass.
Yeah.
They did a very good job of making her badass. But okay, here's some other the inconsistencies that made me a little itchy.
Okay, back to the 6.
So, okay, so she's got the photon blast. I'm with you. Clearly, it's very hot because she's melting out of her binds, right?
Mm-hmm.
When she proves that she's not a Skrull,
Yeah.
why didn't she burn her jacket?
Oh my god, it's.
Technology, man.
Shapeshifter.
If you want to overanalyze it like that, it's like, okay, she just went through the whole Kree's ship and exploded it.
Yeah.
But down when she was fighting the dudes,
Yeah.
none of those. She blasted those dudes like 100 fucking times, and they're just.
That's
and
what
they
I'm
get back
saying.
up. He's got his swords again. I'm like,
The
wait a
power
minute. She just blasted.
inconsistencies.
Okay, the power. Yeah, I agree with that.
I would have liked to have
What
seen
would you
more
have
of a
liked to have seen?
developmental relationship between her and Fury. It was basically he shows up, she shows up, and now they're friends. There wasn't a
I
lot
think
of development there. It was very forced, and that's what I didn't like. In Guardians of the Galaxy, that was 5 characters who developed a relationship together. You got a sense of they became friends. This one, it was just we were expected there to be friends right from the get go.
Well, yeah, but you can't have like Fury in a deathbed, like the old lady and Up, like, oh, what was me, and then
No,
Like,
oh, you're asking me to write the script right now? I'm not saying it's lazy
Well,
writing.
it's our hearts get ripped out right
Yeah.
from the start.
It's just
Disney.
It's just lazy writing.
okay.
That's all.
I'll agree with you where the power. I liked your word earlier.
The power inconsistencies.
Power inconsistency was. I agree.
It was a little bothersome.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, she's ripping
She
holes
punched
through
that dude. Yeah.
Yeah, she's ripping holes through a starship, and then she shoots another guy. Like, is she holding? Are they trying to insinuate that she's holding back?
Maybe she's not trying to kill them.
Because the entire
Because
beginning,
the starship, exploding is not going to kill anybody,
right? Exactly. Yeah.
It still drives me nuts that those people look like Thor's. The 4. Who are they? The 4
The Warriors 3.
The
Warriors 3.
you know,
The
Sith
girl
lady
obviously
Sith,
wasn't.
Um,
But the big guy. That wasn't the big guy. Are you
No.
guys telling me this?
Different people.
It's
Oh,
pissing me off. Like I want to Google it so
the
bad.
guy who Ray Stevenson played.
Little Angel's Envy.
Oh, it's fine.
So the power inconsistencies were a bit troublesome.
Yes.
Because they're saying, okay, well, maybe people will try to justify it. Well, she was holding back. She didn't want to kill anybody. But yeah, she's
Well,
ripping
fucking-
holes through starships. She knows people are on board. She's okay with killing all those people. But she's going to hold back for those other ones. Not to mention the entire first half, or whole movie, depending on your perspective. They constantly talked about her controlling her power.
Okay.
So suddenly she's holding back and able to control and not put lethal blasts on people. Just didn't make any sense.
Well-
The consistency wasn't there for me.
It wasn't.
The ripping holes through people, wasn't that happening before she truly understood who was doing what on each side? So then you reach a point when you're like, these people.
I suppose, but even still, when she finds out who the bad people are, she's still not blowing holes through people. So now we're gonna try something special that I like. All right, the blood.
It's
This is such good stuff.
is it? Because I can still taste the first one.
Not a bourbon guy.
No, here and there. Depends.
I know enough to get in trouble, but there's people that I know will talk you dizzy about bourbon. Yeah, no, the power consistencies bothered me a lot. The lack of development between significant characters, while it was greatly implied, it didn't develop as far enough that I felt it could have.
Okay, so now you want more development of characters where some people don't.
Exactly. Yeah, I think it was a lot of very forced
I'll agree
development.
with you. I'll agree with you.
And
I'd
that's
give it an 8,
and
though.
that's where I got the lazy writing from. There was a lot of forced development. It didn't mesh the way I would hoped it would. I mean, Samuel L. Jackson's a great actor, and Nick Fury is a great character, and you have somebody as amazing as Captain Marvel come in on the scene, and I just kind of thought a little more development would have been called for in that. You know, we're seeing it's basically an origin story for Nick Fury as well as Captain Marvel.
Covers both.
Yeah, you got to see Coulson. Not as much as I would have liked to have, because I really like that character. The lazy writing, the forced character development, the power inconsistencies. I'm including the soundtrack too. Great music. And they kind of kept it too far in the background. The fact that they had all this at their disposal, but it came out a little flat for my taste compared to the rest of the MCU.
So this may
Everything they had going for the movie, I felt like was the volume needed to be turned up on all of it.
Okay.
You know,
But
maybe
it
I'm
was-
just not. I'm not able to chew into it just yet.
Right.
And then maybe the second viewing, I'm in it. I get it now.
It served a purpose.
Yeah, and I think Captain Marvel's going to be like that.
Yeah, they stuck it in there.
It's I'm going to watch it again. Just a little flat for me.
They're setting it up though.
Yeah, it's definitely a setup
It's-
movie.
Yeah.
They're getting ready for Phase 4. They've got a lot of stuff on the docket. We're probably going to see the Fantastic Four. We're definitely going to see the X-Men. They got the Eternals that are going to be coming up.
The trailer was there.
Yeah.
What's really funny though is you've got all these people, you know, who are boycotting Captain Marvel because of Brie Larson's comments.
Fuck them.
And I literally just want to be like, so if you're reading a book with 12 chapters, are you going to skip the 11th chapter and then just watch the end? Because that's basically what Captain Marvel is right now. It's the 11th chapter of this 12-chapter book. Endgame is going to be the last chapter of this current arc. So why would you skip the second to last chapter? Why?
Not to mention, why are you getting so upset?
Right.
The people that say it's supposedly like the strongest, everyone's got to really just stop the pussification of America. They're the ones that are always getting upset about fucking everything.
I agree. What if it was a dude?
If they recast
Yeah.
Captain Marvel as a dude,
Yeah.
oh, there'd be a problem. Yeah.
So yeah. Then this side would be all pissed off. Not you. I didn't mean you. I meant like this side would be pissed off. And this side would be pissed.
All right, so let's revisit our rating and see if anybody during the discussion is changing their mind. I think I'm going to bump mine up from a strong 6 to a agreeable 7.
Okay.
I'm still riding where I was at. I'm happy with that movie.
Compared to all those other movies, in the MCU, you didn't like Iron Man, Civil
I mean,
War,
I loved all those
Infinity
things,
War.
but because I went into this with zero expectations,
Yeah.
I was that impressed. Because I didn't have a lot riding on this, because she's not one of the ones that I'm super familiar with.
That's fair. Dan?
I'm still sticking with we'll just go with an even 8.
8.5.
8.5. Maybe the 0.5.
Strong.
So diplomatic. All right, thank you, Captain Marvel. We can all agree that Thor: Dark World was the worst.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did it?
Yeah, I agree.
Oh,
Such
yeah,
a cool idea. The elf and the dark elf.
It
or
was
whatever
such a cool idea.
that- So cool.
There's no personality to it.
Nothing.
Hey, I'm a bad guy.
Hey.
Take my word for it.
Hey, we got this Infinity Stone.
Hey.
Hey.
Hey.